Hey everybody, Casey here with Life Abstract Gaming, and this past week I went to see Teen Titans Go to the movies. Here are my impressions.
Titans, let's make a movie!
On July 27th.
Do you like special effects? Crazy stunts?
What about talent?
We got none of that.
You know their name,
Teen Titans Go!
but you've never seen them
Dope, right?
like this.
Oh man, what is that on your shirt right there?
I'm not even wearing a shirt!
Teen Titans Go to the movies.
You didn't save anything.
We save room for design.
Teen Titans Go to the movies. Because if Aquaman can get a movie, anyone can.
Teen Titans Go is one of, if not the most popular show on Cartoon Network today. It's a kids' cartoon based on the comic book superhero team of the same name led by Robin, Batman's famous sidekick. It's oddly enough simultaneously loved and hated by critics and viewers alike. I did a previous video explaining why that is, as well as my personal feelings on the show, so please do check that out. It's one of my personal favorite videos. Despite the divisive fan base, the show proved popular enough to be greenlit for a full-length feature film, joining the company of the Powerpuff Girls movie, Aqua Teen Hunger Force : movie film for theaters, Regular Show the movie, which saw limited theatrical release, and a rumored Adventure Time movie that's yet to be given a release date. But back to Teen Titans Go. I appreciated the film sticking to 2D animation, but with a very noticeable upgrade in quality. Specifically the backgrounds, which really do look amazing. It immediately made me nostalgic for the 2D animated movies that I grew up with before all of them went CG. Absolutely nothing against those movies, but I just wish we'd get more 2D animation than we do now. Though the budget was noticeably higher, the story and characters stayed true to the TV show. At this point, I'm going to go into detail regarding the plot and my impressions, so if you haven't watched the movie yet and care, you can consider this your spoiler warning. The Titans get denied access to the premiere of Batman's latest movie, an event that almost every other hero in the DC universe is on the list to see. After sneaking in anyway, they're discouraged by previews and conversations about future movies starring pretty much every other hero except them. Especially Robin, who expected at least some recognition as Batman's longtime sidekick. But it's because he's a sidekick that he's laughed at by the other heroes when he mistakes previews for upcoming movies to be about him. This motivates him and his team to figure out how to be taken more seriously as heroes and leads to the idea that having an arch nemesis would grant them the validation they need. This is when Slade is introduced, who in the original Teen Titans show was indeed their most frequent enemy, but for some reason in Teen Titans Go has at most only been referenced as a way to troll fans of the first show. His characterization by Will Arnett fits right in with the silly heroes he's fighting against. He's funny and referential, but also legitimately dangerous. His mind games were a staple of his villainy in the old show, so seeing it come back in such a ridiculous but equally effective way was well done in my opinion. Along the way, the movie pokes fun at everything about the superhero movie genre. It's so self-aware about the failings of DC movies and the ridiculousness of some of its characters, but also isn't afraid to take shots at Marvel Cinematic Universe as well, which isn't anything new for the franchise.
By the way, he should be saying that he's not me, okay? Because I came out like way before he did.
Nah, I'm pretty sure you're Deadpool.
Speaking of things familiar to the franchise, the musical numbers that are featured also benefit from the higher production budget, and they're all pretty good with the exception of the main theme's rap song, which they performed twice. But I can't say that any of those songs beat out the best music from the TV show, and I found it pretty disappointing that there was no music, or at least any reference to the show's fictional band BER that made The Night Begins to Shine. Where the movie really hit its stride though was in its overarching meta-commentary, which the show was well known for. The ridicule and disrespect lobbed at the Titans team in the movie is obviously meant to reflect the very vocal detractors of the cartoon show. Calling them a joke constantly and not real heroes echoes the sentiments from fans of the original show that don't like the new, lighthearted take on all the characters. And the message they get across by the end of the story is that it's okay for them to do their own thing because it's who they are, and clearly it's working. I do think, however, there were some sections of the movie that felt like they dragged on. Specifically the time travel section, which was a good gag and classic Teen Titans Go style trolling of the DC universe, but it just took a lot of time and ultimately amounted to nothing significant in the plot. The whole section could have been cut and no one would likely notice. Overall, as a fan of the TV show, I was pleased with the movie, though it didn't do anything especially new. It just took the extra money and ran with it. But when the source material has been this successful, it makes sense that their first movie would stick to the formula. I'm excited though to see what comes next for both the show and any possible future movie releases. So, did you watch Teen Titans Go to the movies? Did you like it or hate it? Were you a fan of the show or not before you went to see it? Let us know. We're listening.